Good morning, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel Kiran Kumar Physics Adarapu. Please like and subscribe my channel who required physics classes for MSET, JEE Mains and NEET. Okay, now? So I want to explain one lesson in 11th class physics. Okay, so please listen carefully. So in this video, so I want to explain motion in a straight line. Okay, now this video on motion in a straight line part 1. In this part 1 video, so I want to explain the introduction of the lesson and one concept, that is distance and displacement, and based on this concept I will explain some numericals. Okay, now so here first I want to explain the introduction of the lesson. Listen to me, all of you. So here topics to be covered in this video lecture. One is introduction, second one is distance, displacement, and one more is numericals based on this topic. These topics to be covered in this video. Right, first listen to me. Introduction. So actually this motion in a straight line is a part of kinematics. Okay, what is kinematics? Actually kinematics is actually the study about the motion of an object without considering the cause of motion. That is called as kinematics. That means in kinematics we will discuss about the motion of an object, but we can't discuss about the cause of motion. That is called as kinematics. But here motion in a straight line is a part of kinematics. What is motion in a straight line? Actually, motion in a straight line is also called as rectilinear motion. It is also called as what? Rectilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? The motion of an object along the straight line is called as rectilinear motion. The motion of an object along the straight line is called as rectilinear motion. Okay, now so in this in this topic first we will discuss. So for motion we want to understand two important terms. The first term is what is the difference between rest and motion. This is a very important terms in the topic. That's why first we want to understand what is the difference between rest and motion. Rest stance. What is rest stance? Actually, rest stance. So whether a body is at rest or in motion, how to understood here? So it is understood with respect point. Without respect point, it's not understood. That means, so if the body position is changes with respect to the any object or with respect to the time, if it is changes, then the body is said to be in motion. If it does not changes, that is rest. Okay, now that means rest means if the position of a body does not change with respect to the time or surroundings, that is called as rest. If the position of the body does not changes with respect to the time or surroundings, that is called rest. If the position of the body changes with respect to the time or surroundings, that is called motion. That's the difference between motion and rest. Have you understood? Just the difference is what? The position of the body does not changes with respect to the time or surroundings, that is rest. So the position of the body changes with respect to the time or surroundings, that is called as motion. That's the difference between. So here motion and rest is only understood with respect point. Without respect point, it's not understood whether body is in motion or at rest. That means motion and rest, these two terms are not absolutes. They are called as relatives. These two terms are called as what? Relatives. This is very important word here. So here, listen to me, terms of rest and motion. Terms of motion and rest are relatives. What is relatives? So here asking questions sometimes why they are called as relatives. Terms of rest and motion are relatives. Why? Why they are called as relatives here? So because these are, so it is understood by one example. I want to explain one example. For example, listen carefully. So if you are traveling in a bus, you are at rest with respect to the co-passenger, but you are in motion with respect to the surroundings. Okay, you are at rest with respect to the co-passenger, but you are in motion with respect to the surroundings. The same person sometimes understood that is at rest, sometimes it is in motion. That's how it is changes with respect point. With respect to the co-passenger, it is rest. With respect to the surroundings, that is in motion. That's why motion and rest are not absolutes. They are called, that's why these are called relatives. That's why now onwards understood motion is a relative function. That's why relative motion. Motion is called as what? Relative motion. That is you have to understand. This is also one of the part of introduction. In this lesson, we want to understand one more point. Actually, based on the direction, the physical quantities are divided into two types. The first type is called as scalars. Scalars is a one part of physical quantities. Second type is called as vectors. Scalars and vectors are the two types of physical quantities. Do you know the difference? Do you know the physical quantity? Physical quantity means all measurable quantities are physical quantities which are possible to measure. They are all called as physical quantities based on the direction. Here, listen to me. Based on the direction. Based on the direction. So they are divided into two types. One is scalar, second one is vector, which are called as scalar. Actually, the physical quantities which has only magnitude but no direction, they are called as scalars. For explanation of any physical quantities require only magnitude but no direction, they are called as scalars. That means in this definition important word is what? Only magnitude. Only magnitude. Do you know what is magnitude? Magnitude means the quantity with unit is called as magnitude. Indirectly understood, the quantity. These physical quantities has only magnitude but no direction. They are called scalar. Only magnitude, no direction. They are called as scalar. Listen to me. This is an important word. Whereas vector stands the physical quantities which has both magnitude and direction. They are called as vectors. Vectors has both magnitude and what? Direction. Magnitude and direction, and they obey laws of vector addition. They are called as vectors. That's the difference between scalars and vectors in our syllabus. So we have some physical quantities are scalar, some are vector. Based on this direction they are classified. Here which are called scalars? Only magnitude, no direction are scalars. Both magnitude and direction are called as vectors. Example. So some example. For example, time is scalar. There is no required direction. Temperature is also one more example. Temperature, length, mass, time, temperature. These all are scalars. Whereas, for example, here displacement is one important vector quantity. Displacement is vector, whereas distance is scalar. That's the difference. Next, velocity is a vector quantity. We will discuss in our next videos. So, velocity, whereas speed is scalar. That's the difference between scalars and vectors. We will discuss from our next class clearly what's the difference between scalar and vector. Have we understood? Okay, now, right. This is the introduction of this lesson. Just once listen to me. So, in this introduction, understood what is kinematics. First, before this topic, first I given kinematics. What is kinematics here? Kinematics is the study of an object's without cause of motion is called as kinematics. So one part of the kinematics is rectilinear motion. It is also called as motion in a straight line. What is rectilinear motion? The motion of an object along the straight line is called rectilinear motion. Here in this lesson, first we want to understand the differences between rest and motion. A rest stance, the position of the body does not changes with respect to the time or surroundings, that is rest. So whereas motion stance, the position of the body changes with respect to the time or surroundings is called motion. Here important point about rest and motion, these two terms are called as relatives. They are not absolutes. Why they are called as relatives? I given one example. From the example understood. What is the example? If you are traveling in a bus, you are at rest with respect to the co-passenger, but you are in motion with respect to the surroundings. Okay, now. So this is from the example understood. This is relatives based on the direction. So they are classified into two types. One is scalar. Second one is what? Vector. Scalars has only magnitude but no direction. Okay, now they are called scalars. The physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction and obeys laws of vector addition, they are called as vectors. These are the examples of scalars and vector. This is about the introduction. Now I want to explain one of the important chapter. Okay, now, so the topic is called as distance and displacement. These are the important parameters in motion in a straight line. First I want to explain these two terms. Okay, now I want to clear this. Right? Listen to me. The first concept number 1 in this lesson. Concept 1. What is concept 1 is rest and motion. Rest and, not rest and motion. So the distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. This is the first concept in the lesson. Okay, right. So we will discuss about distance. First we will discuss about the distance. What is the difference between distance and displacement? Understood from this concept. First I want to explain distance. It is denoted by capital D. Okay, now what is the distance? In the simple stance, distance stands length. Okay, now the total length of the path traveled by the body is called as distance. What is distance stands? For example, listen to me. This is position A. This is position B. For example, one object is moving from position A to position B. So the body is moving along different paths. For example, this is one path. For example, the object is moving along this path. First it moves from A to D and A to C and C to D and D to B. So this is one traveling path. And one more traveling path. First moving from A to D and B to D. This is one more traveling path. One more traveling path is A to B. Okay, these are the different paths. Just the length of the path traveled by the body is called as distance. So that's why simply you want to understand distance stands. So simple definition is distance D is equal total length of the path. Total length of the path traveled by the body is called as distance. Okay, now just here length of the path is called distance. So this is about the distance. Next here, so from this exam, first you want to understand the it's SI unit. It's SI unit. What is SI unit here? Meter is the SI unit because it is nothing but length. Units of length is meter. That's why distance units is meter. You want to understand the dimensional formula. DF stands dimensional formula. Dimensional formula of distance. Distance is nothing but length. That's why length dimensional formula is L. That's why dimensional formula of distance is L. Okay now. Next, it is a scalar. It is a scalar. These are the important concepts about the distance. So just understood here. Total length of the path traveled by the body is called distance. Its SI unit is meter. Its dimensional formula is capital L. Capital L stands length and it is a scalar. Why it is a scalar? It has only magnitude. There is no direction. For example, when body is moving from A to B, A to C, this is the direction. When it moving from C to D, it moving in the another direction. It moving in the another. It does not maintain any specified direction. That's why it is scalar. When it is moving from A to D and D to B, it does not maintain any specified direction. That's why when it is moving along these two directions from A, C, D, B is one curved path and A, D, B is one curved path. These curved paths are called as distance. Okay now. So this is about the distance. Now understood what is the difference between distance and displacement. Now from this example, for example, the body is moving from position A to B. So along this path, this is the first path. First path is what? Path 1. Path 1 is A to C to D to B. Next path 2 is A to D, D to B. And path 3 is directly from A to B. Okay, in these two paths, it does not maintain any specified direction. That's why in these two cases, the measured length of the path is considered as a distance. But when it is moving from A to B directly, so it maintains the specified direction along this straight line. So here it has magnitude and also direction, specified direction. That's why when it is moving from A to B, the measured distance is also having direction. That's why this is called as displacement. This physical quantity we consider as a displacement. It is one of the vector quantity. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the displacement. Okay, now, right. So I want to explain displacement. So I want to clear this. First, listen to me. So displacement. It's denoted by S. What is displacement? So displacement is also one of the distance. But here, compared to these all paths, which is the shortest distance to compare all paths? This is the shortest distance. This shortest distance is considered as displacement. That means from the definition understood, displacement S is equal to shortest distance. Shortest distance between two positions. Shortest distance between two positions is called as displacement. So when you get shortest distance, when the body maintains a specified direction, that's why it has both magnitude and direction. That's why it is considered as vector. This is about the displacement. Here only position is changed, but direction is same. That means, so it is also called, what is displacement stands? The change in position of a body in a specified direction, in a straight line direction is called as displacement. This means change. Placement, change in placement is called as displacement. That's that. So you want to understand, when you define any quantity, first we need to understand the units. Without unit there is no possible to measure the quantity. That's why you want to understand the units, its SI unit, its SI unit. What is SI unit here? Meter. It is nothing but length indirectly. That's why unit is meter. Its dimensional formula is L. It is a vector. This is about vector. Why already I explained. This is about the displacement. Have you understood? Clear? This is about the displacement. Anyone, if you need these notes, just screenshot the screen, then you get it. Okay, now is it clear? Is it over? Okay. Next, I want to explain about. I want to explain some numericals. Before some numericals, you want to understand some more differences between distance and displacement. What is the difference between here? Distance is a scalar, displacement is vector. Distance has only magnitude, but displacement has both magnitude and direction. Okay, next here, uh, distance is always measures positively. Scalars are always measures positively, but displacement may be positive, may be negative, or zero. Sometimes it becomes zero also. For example, one body is moving from A to B and B to A. So then what is the displacement is zero. The initial and final positions are coincide to each other. What is displacement? Zero in this one understood. But distance is not zero from A to B, B to A. For example, A to B 3 meters, then B to A also 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 meters is distance, but displacement is zero in this way understood. So that means what is the difference between distance always measures positively, but displacement may be positive, may be negative, may be zero. And one more important point, one of the important relation is that distance is always greater than or equal displacement. That's the relation. So distance always greater than or equal displacement. Why? Because for example, in this example, listen to me, A to C 3 meter, for example, C to D length is 4 meter. Again, this is 3 meter, this is 4 meter. Then A to D is what? 4, 3 means what? According to Pythagoras, A to D is 5 meters. Then, for example, in path 1, what is distance? So A to C 3 meters length. C to D length is 4 meters. And D to B is length 3. Then total length is what? 10 meters. 3 plus 4, 7 plus 3, 10 meters. Okay, now, but in the second part, distance is equal A to D is 5 meters plus D to B is 3 meters. Always take positively because distance is a scalar, measures positively. Then it is similar to 8 meters. So in A to B direction, distance is equal 4 meters. In this all values, which is least this shortest distance is considered as displacement. Okay, now that means from these values understood, distance is sometimes greater than displacement. Sometimes they are similar. For example, A to B, the distance is 4 meters. This is also called as displacement. Displacement is also 4 meter when it is moving from A to B. So distance and displacements are similar. That's why the relation is what? Distance is greater than or equal displacement is a correct relation. But distance is less than or equal displacement is not correct relation. That is wrong. So you want to understand this point. Okay, now I want to explain one or two numerical based on this topic. Listen carefully. Okay, now? Right. If you need anyone, so please screenshot this. Okay. Is it over? I want to clear this. Can I clear this? Right. Next, problems based on this topic. The first problem. Okay, given one diagram, one semicircle. This is given one semicircle. Listen to me. In this semicircle, this is center of the circle. So here R is a radius. From O to, this is A, B. A is position B. From O to A, distance is radius R. So this is radius R. Okay. From O to B also radius R. Okay. So this is a given diagram. This is one traveling path. Asking question, what is distance? Here asking question is what? What is distance and what is displacement? Distance is what and displacement is what? This is a given question. For this semicircular path, asking question, for this semicircular path, for this semicircular path, given traveling path is semicircular path. This is semicircular. That means it is moving along this curve line path. Okay, now in this is a body is moving along this. Then what is distance? What is displacement is asking question. So actually, according to the definition, distance is similar to the curve line path length. Okay, now so that means what is curve line path length? This is similar to here. According to the definition, distance is similar to the length of the path traveled by the body. This is semicircular path. That means half of the semicircular path is similar to what is the expression pi r is the formula. 2 pi r is a total this is the circumference of the circle, but half of the circumference of the circle is similar to the semicircular path, that is similar to pi r. Okay, now that's why answer is what? What is answer here? Pi r is a distance. Just you know, r value is giving, pi value is a known value, 3.14 into r, you get distance. But what is displacement here? Distance is always measures in one direction. From A is the initial, B is the final position, from initial to final. So along this straight line, we have to measure the displacement. Displacement is similar to the diameter of this semicircle, that is 2r. And so in this, for this semicircular path, the distance stands pi r, displacement stands 2r. That's a simple answer. This type of questions are asking here. Okay, now write down this or screenshot this. Right. Okay, can I clear this? Next, I want to clear this. I want to explain one more numerical based on this topic. So the second numerical, this is, listen to me, this is previous MSET question. This is previous MSET question. The given question is, listen to me. So given one right angled triangle. This is right angled triangle A, B, C is a 3 positions. First body is moving from A to B and B to C. Here given in the question A to B, 3 meters, here 4 meters is given. Okay, so A to C is what? So if it is right angle triangle, according to the Pythagoras law, you get it. First here given 3 meters, 4 meters is given. So asking here also, what is asking? If a person walks from A to B and from B to C as shown in the diagram, find the displacement and distance between two positions. Asking distance and displacement between these two positions. For example, if asking distance and displacement. So distance is when it first moving from A to B. A to B, what is length of the path traveled by the body is 3 meters. That means the distance is equal 3 meters plus when it is moving from B to C, that is 4. 3 plus 4 is 7 meters. 7 meters is distance. 7 meters is what? Distance. And one more. Displacement is asked. Displacement is always measures in one direction. From A is the initial position, C is the final position. Along this initial and final position, we need one specified direction. The specified direction is one along this straight line. So you want to the length of this hypotenuse in this right angled triangle. In this right angled triangle, this hypotenuse is equal under root of base square plus height square. So that means base is 3. 3 square plus 4 square. That is similar to under root of 9 plus 16. This is similar to what? Root 25. Root 25 means 5. What is displacement stands here? 5 meters. Displacement stands 5 meters, whereas distance stands 7 meters. In this values also understood, distance is greater than displacement. This is the simple problem. This question is one time is asking. More repeated problem in objective type papers. I want to explain that question also. First, complete this. Okay, right. I want to clear this. One more question here based on this topic. So, question is, listen to me, all of you. A body is moving along the circumference of a circle of radius r and completes half of the revolution. Then the ratio of its displacement to distance. Okay, listen to me. So here given a body is moving along the circumference of the circle of radius r is given. This is one circle. Its radius is r. Okay, it moving along the circumference of the circle and it covers half of the completes half of the revolution. So half of the revolution means, for example, starts from A, and so if it comes